I don't know if there's a few men in the room, so I don't know if you're all familiar with Trilogy. I'm just going to run a bit of a slideshow in the background, which will give you a bit of a flavour. But Trilogy is a natural skincare company that was started by my sister Kath de Groot and I 8 years ago, or nearly 9 years ago now. And what I thought I'd do today is tell you a little bit about why we started Trilogy, where our idea came from, given this is the Bright Ideas Challenge, and perhaps also touch on our business model, which is relatively unique but an up-and-coming way of doing business. It's a model that 42 Below used and that Icebreaker certainly used in its early days. So I think that might be quite interesting for you in terms of, if you like, starting a business with no money, which is how we started Trilogy, or very little money. And the money we had would definitely have been my husband's. And then I might, if I've got time, I've only got 10 minutes, and I find it quite hard actually to talk, to tell you everything I want to tell you in 10 minutes. But if I've got time, I'll tell you my 5 Ps for success. You know, you have 5 Ps in marketing, and I've got 5 Ps for success. So if I have time and I don't talk too much, I'll whip through those as well. So Trilogy, as I said, 8-year-old company, started by just my sister and I. We now employ 27 staff, including 2 lucky men. They're in the minority in our company. I think men feel like they might be a little bit compromised working for a skincare brand that's lead colour is pink. We started with a base in Trentham. We now have offices in Wellington, Melbourne and London. And we started with just 5 products, a great way to start your business, just a small little range that we could get onto the shelves of department stores and pharmacies. And we now have some 40 products, so they extend over many, many shelves of our retailers. Why did we start Trilogy? Look, there's a number of reasons really, but they're both personal and professional. I guess firstly, Kath and I have always wanted to do something together. We come from a very entrepreneurial family. At one stage, my mother, my father, my brother, my sister and myself were all running our own companies, and Kath and I felt we could have quite complementary talents. She's a journalist by profession and I have a business background. And so personally, we wanted to work together. And then the professional sort of side of it kicked in when I was running a company manufacturing ingredients for the nutraceuticals and the supplements market, you know, the internal supplements that you take, multivitamins. And I travelled a lot doing this job. I was travelling extensively to Asia and to the UK in particular. And in those days, that's about 15 years ago, I noticed a massive trend towards more natural choices. Could particularly see this in supermarkets. And supermarkets often lead trends that then flow through the whole of retail. And I saw, particularly in the yogurt category, strangely enough, in a whole yogurt category in UK supermarkets was natural. It was organic and, you know, going carbon neutral and all those, and sustainable and all those kind of things that we see more commonly now about 15 years ago. So we could see a little trend there. Secondly, we were luckily approached by a cooperative in Africa to extract the oil from rosehip seeds. Now, rosehip oil, if girls, hopefully you know, is Trilogy's lead line, and we discovered this oil and started manufacturing it brilliantly. We became experts at it, and I was exporting this product in bulk to France and to Japan. Now, the French and the Japanese are still the leading cosmetic formulators in the world, so it sent a little light on in my head, saying to me there's something about this oil, I need to research it. Kath tried it for herself, it had wonderful results for her. We felt, what are we doing manufacturing? Why don't we add value? It's what New Zealand needs to do more of. It certainly, when you did some numbers, presented a much better business model for us. And we literally had this idea and went to it. We just got straight to it. We identified who the Trilogy woman was. We identified our target retail channels. We did our costings. We formulated like crazy with some expert formulators, and we got the product to the market. So there's 25,000 skincare brands in the world, right? So our idea is good, but it's not that different. So to differentiate ourselves, we used only natural active ingredients, and we were one of the leaders in this category worldwide, and we still are. Our business model is really, really simple. It's one of, if you don't know how to do it, outsource it. So we basically, and still it did from the start and still do, we outsource all of our formulating. The actual physical formulating of the product is not done in-house at Trilogy. We just direct that. We outsource that to a gorgeous German man. This is being recorded, so if he downloads this, he knows that now. And it was outsource our formulation. We outsource all of our manufacturing. It means that we don't have costs tied up in plant and equipment, an unnecessary thing to do when you're a startup. We outsource all of our distribution. So all of the physical distribution of Trilogy's products, there's some 800 retailers in New Zealand, is outsourced to a third party. We simply ship in bulk to them once a month, and they then ship out to the 800 partners. We outsource all of our sales repping. So today, there would have been 8 sales representatives running around New Zealand selling Trilogy. They're again a third party sales representative team. Up until a couple of years ago, we also outsourced all of our design. Brand being a big function of Trilogy, we outsourced that to DNA, who are one of the leading branding houses in New Zealand, and that was our model. So you probably wonder what Kath and I are actually doing. Basically, Trilogy is a formulation, cash runs formulation, marketing and branding company. So really the core of us is formulating and marketing Trilogy skincare. And our 27 staff consists of now obviously quite a large logistics function in the back end in terms of supply chain, but predominantly high-level salespeople and marketing people. It's a great little model if you've only got limited cash flow. And, you know, for example, we could in the future look to having our own plant and equipment. I don't know that we would, but it's something we could look to in the future. We certainly didn't need to do it when we started. So what I then did was run away around the world and start selling it to numerous countries. Firstly, Australia. We were raised in Australia, so we actually launched in Australia at the same time as we launched in New Zealand. I haven't got an opinion for you as to whether that was a good idea or not, but Australia is our biggest market. It's our most dominant market. We're in about 2,000 stores in Australia now. We're in the UK, we're in Ireland, we're in 5 Asian markets, we're in various Scandinavian markets and North America, particularly the US is starting to grow for us now. So that's what I did, and Kath controlled brand, formulation, supply, if you like, of product, and that's how our little team worked. She would look after the product, and I would look after getting it to the market. Where has this got us now? As I said, 4,000 retailers around the world, 3 offices, 27 staff, grew 44% in the recession, grew 23% last year. Been on the Deloitte Fast 50 3 years in a row. We've won the prestigious and fantastic to win Wellington Supreme Business Award. We're in prestigious retailers all around the world. We're in Harrods, we're in Boots, we're in Selfridges, we're in, you name it, we're in it. And of course, if you know Trilogy really well, we were able to execute the business very, very successfully for a significant return on initial investment last year to Acquire, who we've now partnered with in taking a shareholding together with them and to take Trilogy to the next step. So that would be 5 minutes, would it?
Yes, that's...
Oh, that's good. Oh, so, let me just tell you the 5 Ps very quickly then, guys. I think this is what's got us ahead, and I'm not kidding. This is all you need to do. You need people, and you need people with personality. Business these days is, 25,000 skincare brands. If our sales manager goes into my department store, she's got to be really, really memorable. So memorable people with personality, pretty easy. People, personality. Don't do anything unless people are going to remember you. Not the wrong way, of course, the right way, favourably. Patience and persistence, I think the two biggest things. You really only get ahead by being persistent. You have to stay on it and on it and on it and on it to get ahead. The balance between patience and persistence is hard, isn't it? Because persistence is putting your foot on the pedal and patience is pulling back. But you need to have that balance, because if you're too persistent, you annoy people. And if you're too patient, you miss the boat and someone else jumps in on top of you. So there's a real balance there. And we look, particularly in our front-facing sales-focused team, we look for people that have a real balance of can handle the setback but will keep the foot back, put the foot back on the pedal when they need to. And I really think that every business that gets away and gets ahead would have those 2 elements strongly in their DNA. My last P, and probably the most important one to me, is party. If you're going to do something and do it well, you're probably only going to do it because you're enjoying yourself. You probably only do it well because you're enjoying yourself. So I think culture, when you start to grow, when you get a few people around you, even if it's third parties, you know, the suppliers you work with, any third party that you work with, you want to have fun with. You want to enjoy each other. It's got to be an environment that that people want to come to work. I can't stand the idea of my guys not wanting to come to work in the morning. So, conclusion: people with personality, patience and persistence, and have a bit of a party on the way. Good luck, everyone. Good luck.